very thick, as you can see that. So I don't want your scissors that you usually use for fabrics and paper to be dull.
Okay.
So you need something more sturdy, such as.
That makes sense.
Fernando is using a different kind, which I want to share with whatever it is that you have at home. That is mostly about, something you can go through a stem as thick as this is, which is my greenery. So I'm going to get back into what's most important.
Yes, go for it.
So basically, what you want to have, it'll be a container where you're going to put together some foam, which it is a soft kind of foam. I want you to understand that this is not a fake or plastic flower, but it is a fresh flower, and my finger goes through it real softly.
And where can we get this?
This is usually available to you at your local flower shop.
Okay.
And this usually is about $1, I would say.
$1. They sell it at Michael's as well.
Or the hobby stores.
Yeah.
Yes.
So either or, but most likely you will have to get, if you want to help the person at the corner which is selling flowers and you like what they have and they look fresh, of course, please go to them. But then also understand that there is plenty of places around the corner that will provide you with the necessities of making this arrangement, which is really what I'm using here is just a plastic base. But then you can use anything that you have at home, and I'm talking just about anything. This one, it is a metal base, but it holds water, and that's the main point about it.
Yeah, basically any type of container that you can put something in is what you can use as long as you have foam in there. Like literally any container without a hole.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
right.
anything.
So as long as it contains water, and then the second thing that we're gonna use is that if that is a container that you're gonna have on, you can put this on top of something such as, it might be standing on the wall, but you want this to be hold in place. And on this one, Fernando is using candles. That's gonna be a balance to the arrangement at the end of what we're gonna present at the table. So I'm gonna start with really basics.
Please.
And, so tape is good if you're gonna balance something heavy, as in your candles. Maybe you wanna have other materials like a little memorabilia, perhaps, such as whatever the theme of your day is. And in this case, we're doing Thanksgiving because it's approaching. So thank you everyone for being here, by the way. And so this is just one of many things that I want to introduce to you, as in your imagination wanders, whatever you have in hand. So with that, I'm gonna just go right to the chase, which is how do you foam this? So to prepare this, you need to just make it steady. On here, I have already a bottom, which I'm gonna go all the way down by sizing. And at this very moment, I don't have a knife, but I'm gonna use a way to cut through. Thank you, dear. You're so awesome. So, anyways, thank you, Fernando.
You're welcome.
Good point. This is something that you can cut really easily, by the way. So we just want to make a cut straight down. Let's see. Can we see? That is just secure. I'm gonna make it this high, just so I can flow on the way up. Flowers are gonna be everywhere, and you can only step into the foam once. That's very important, because once you put in your stem, you cannot do it again. So just to tell you, if you go several times, you want to leave it in place, or else it'll fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why tape is to secure bigger objects. And this is basically what I'm going back to, but not the least. This is to hold candles in. Like so.
Cool.
Thank you. So I'm going to secure while it's dry. I'm not putting water yet. I'm going to that in a minute. But I would like to have the tape, which is going to secure right here. And I'm going to go crisscross again.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind if I get a close look right here? So I'm going to crisscross to secure this, which is the tape.
Mm-hmm.
The tape. Scissors are good. So there we have them. And then once again, the tape is important. I just recommend it. Even if you think you don't need it, it's always good to have. So I'm leaving this candle on the very center of it, but then also I'm gonna have to go around all the way to the edge so that my water that eventually is gonna be here,
Mhm.
and it's good to have moisture.
Mhm.
Of course, we want the flowers to live, but then also I want to secure it. So that's why I'm going all the way around after I'm done with this crisscross. You see, my candle is still holding. Thank you. I'm sorry if I've been redundant, but it makes sense at the end. And yet, like I said, I'm gonna go around it. I wish I would have this put together to go to step 3, but this is important again, so I'm going all the way around. That way the moisture is not gonna mess with my tape. All done, and I'm all the way to meet the other end. Now this is a good time to put water, which we definitely need. Now this foam actually takes a lot of water. As you see, this is a taller base. The foam is one of my favorite things to work with. As I'm pouring slowly, I'm gonna tell you why, which is that it can hold any sort of shape. And what I'm saying by that is that you can draw, keep up high, as long as you secure your foam with tape. That's important. It takes water slowly, is the best, and it will soak about, let's say, like 5 times the amount of water.
Yeah.
Maybe so. It lasts for days, but then also don't forget to water your bases once you're done with them.
Always a slow trickle.
Yeah.
I'm just evening it out because it was a little too tall, so just cut off the top layers just so it's more appropriate for the size and amount of flowers that I want on the arrangement for this vase, for this type of container.
Gonna let that happen. Okay, so wonderful. Thank you, Fernando. You are definitely shaping the base on your container. And I'm waiting for this water, which is full right now, but it's gonna soak in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to keep watering your bases, keep the fresh flowers with enough water, that is. Anyways, so we're gonna move on to what the greens are like. Now, since I have my shape and I secure this, then move it aside and move on to the next step. Now, I have a different container in here, but what it is that I am using what is available to me here. So, this is something that I can find on the garden if I am, per se, anywhere.
Yeah.
Landscapes definitely are common to have, and the name of this is Pittosporum.
Variegated Pittosporum.
Variegated, yeah. There is also, thank you, Fernando.
You're welcome.
There is also green, and this is variegated. The variegated part is because it's in 2 shades, which I really love. It enhances our greenery, just in general. So with greenery, I'm gonna move on to whatever you have in hand from using, again, whatever you have in hand, which this is a eucalyptus. A eucalyptus, this is particular, what we call it a seeded eucalyptus. And I'm sorry I cannot give you the definition of which type, which we have plenty.
Well, yeah.
Eucalyptus come in many forms. It's a beautiful, beautiful tree for many reasons. Healing as well. It is. So, I'm going to use this eucalyptus because it just resembles to have more texture on the filler. And as you can see in here, Elena, you have how it blooms, and it also gives us the texture of a filler, as well as other fillers, which we have over there. We have spiral. We also have the baby's breath or
Gypsophilia. Or
Gypsophila.
Gypsophila? I thought it was gypsophilia the whole time. JK people.
We always kind of call it in our accents. I'm sorry. Well, I give it my accent.
Some of us call it baby's barf.
That's correct.
Yes.
If you want to refer to it that way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we can go on and on with it. So, anyways, so I'm going to continue and fill basically my base, okay? So, I am going too quick into the next one, which is basically lemon. Lemon is not particularly lemon tree, but it's just the way it's called. And what we want out of the greens is very important that they don't give the milk gooey residue, because that means that they will not be able to receive the water. It's going to be a gum sealing the stem. And they will not receive the water, therefore they will dry and die with your arrangement real quick. You don't want that, and I want to recommend not to use anything that while you cut it, it will give out any white residue. The reason is just as I explained it, and we can look into it a little more, but point is, we need to cover our base. The way we're going to do it, we're going to continue into giving it a form, shape, which is, in this case, I'm going to go long ways and short. Because it's a centerpiece. You can choose to give it a length, or you can also give it a narrow but drop into the height. And with that, I'm just going to go on with this, and I'll explain to you what next of height would mean if you were to present it on a way that you can still have a beautiful centerpiece and be able to see your guests across the table. And that's why it has to be and somehow efficient. Bless you. Alright, so what I'm doing here is just to making the arrangement look with the shape. And that's what I'm going. So as you see, my length I'm defining with how far my flowers will be. So I decided that this will be my length. And I'm just balancing. And it's all about the eye, the way you want it to present. So it's basically up to you. Thank you. I'm gonna do this real quick so that I can move on to the next one, which is the most important and beautiful part, which is how many beautiful flowers we have to work with. And if Adriana can give us a little shot of what is that we're working with. We start with some flowers. These guys are beautiful. You can find them anywhere. These are the Chinamongs, spider-mongs.
This is chrysanthemum type.
Chrysanthemos.
Which is where you can find those in any grocery store.
Pretty common.
Yeah,
I
such
love
as
this
these
guys.
over here. These are in the same family.
Yep.
Yeah, just different types, daisies, and then buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fernanda. Would you like to explain to us a
No,
little more
no.
about the flowers? No, please do.
Well, can you tell us what you're doing on this one? It
So
looks good too.
I-
Similar, right?
Yeah, so I as well am just shaping the form of the centerpiece, how I'm going to want it. I'm going to do mine long this way rather than just the traditional just straight across. So that's why I'm not putting anything on either of the sides. I'm just doing it right here and then it'll go like this.
Cool.
So yeah. Okay.
Awesome then. Thank you, Fernando, for that one. Anyways, so I'm still working on giving it the shape that I told you guys about, and I am also mixing different greenery. Okay, so what you really want with the greenery and other flowers is to actually make sure that your stem is secure, that it's not
Dainty. Dainty. Yeah.
dainty. Dainty, that is. Thank you so much. Okay, so we can all, no.
Yeah, weak.
There we go.
Yeah.
So you give it a good clean cut. You get rid of anything that is limpy or broken, that is. And forgive me, my first language is Spanish. But I'm not worried about that unless you don't understand. Thank you. Thank you.
You're a star.
Thank you, dear. I love you too. Anyhow, so leather fern. This is the other type of greenery I'm looking at.
And the lemon and the leather are like the two most common type of greenery that any florist uses, along with the Pittosporum.
Yes.
The dark green or the variegated one.
Like I said, you could probably find Pittosporum
Anywhere.
Yes. Well, in California, South Orange County,
That's
kind of
true. I've been to
at
other cities
least
who
where
don't
we
have
live.
it.
Thank you. All right. So we're done with this. Basically, I do have a layer where I'm covering the foam, and I'm giving a dimension of to my flower arrangement will look like. And so Fernando is also working on that and his own way of expressing what is gonna be. All right. Accents, like I said, always good to drip a little cedar eucalyptus. It also works as my greenery with my filler on this case. That's why I really like cedar eucalyptus. Anyways, so we're gonna move on to the focal point. And the focal point would be basically a roses. It's okay, thank you, Adriana. I know you tried to save it, just kick it over there. So everyone loves these guys, right? I know you guys do.
I love those. Atomic and Cassie or something. Yeah,
Is this atomic?
Yeah, that's Atomic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then that's like Cassian or Cassie or something.
That's beautiful. Anyways, we're working with beautiful focal points. These are our focal points, and by what I mean by that is that we're showcasing the sunflower, the rose, the bigger flowers, and the rest will be accents and filling into the place. So now that we've decided what we would like to put in here, we're gonna move on to what's next. So in this case, like I say, we did prepare this one with a candle. On this one, I'm not gonna put the candle because I just wanna work on just laying out the flowers. I want you to understand you can, and you can do as many different varieties of a candle that you may like. All right, accents. This is a lotus pot. It's dry, even though it's a live plant. And you can always use any little, like I said, memorabilia or such that you want to include. So your imagination will be the goal to achieve. For that, I'm gonna use here just a stick. This is made out of styrofoam, so sticking a little hook to it will just be it. Same as here, it's a little heavier, depends. Now there is where you can use a glue gun, more tape, wire to make sure that you secure your add-ons. Awesome. So here I'm gonna just cut it to that, and this is the first cut I'm doing to show you that you want it to be a focal point, right? Right there perhaps. And then the other one, you want to balance the fact that you have a focal point there. I'm gonna balance this one over here. So 1 and 2 sides. I want people to look at it everywhere. There. Just about. Anyways, so with this one, I'm gonna add this beautiful rose. I'm gonna bring it here. And I just released the bottom leaves so that I have a clean stem. And that will go into my foam. And this I left uncovered so you can actually see how I'm doing it. Basically, I want the rose to be here. So this one, in fact, is too long. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit. So I know I can only go so deep. And this is what is important. So I'm sizing. I'm gonna use my table as a line. See if I want it there. See, right there, maybe? If you can look at it on the level. Sorry, again, I'm not giving you much of an angle. You see, if I want it here, I'm gonna go maybe right here. And then I'll go right there. Right? Does that make sense? Hope so. I know I would love to hear for all you guys' replies, questions. Please let me know what wasn't clear, what I can help you with. I'll be happy to answer those questions. Please do. Now, I want you to understand that we do have a focal point, but then also we want to combine colors. Thank you, Priscilla. We want to combine colors, and those colors will be as your preference. And here I kind of like to bring this color in there, but it's me, and it could be different as your choices. So the same thing, what I did is that I cut it at some level where I know where I'm going. So I already know that I need this much of a stem, and that's where I'm cutting. And that's it. The foam works amazing. You can just stab into the place where you want it to be, and it will stay there. Wonderful. Now, these beautiful roses. Once again, what was the name
Atomic.
of it? Atomic. I love this atomic beauty.
Explosion of warm colors.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just want you to see how beautiful that is. Mother Nature. Mother Nature.
Ah,
Yeah. Me and all you.
hot.
Okay, so I want it to look wonderful, like right there, but I want you to also understand how deeply the green volume works. Okay, because I don't want to show my base. I want to see the flowers. I do have a lot of flowers, but if you had fewer, you must distribute where you put in each one of those flowers. Okay, with that, I'm gonna go on and put it there, just because I want to balance the colors. Have an orange here, have an orange here, lighter orange and yellows, of course. And I do have more, and gladly share it with you guys. This just, beautiful flowers. Sometimes they seem to hard to come by. Don't be so specific with what you have, and it'll just be amazing. See there.
So we have 15 minutes. We're gonna have to log on and log off. So in 15 minutes, when this live ends, we're gonna go back on to show you the rest of the workshop. Thank you for tuning in and staying present here with us.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your patience. I hope I have explained a lot of the questions. Thank you, Fernando. I appreciate what you're doing with me.
No problem.
He's my co-worker, so we always work together. And I'm very happy to answer any questions that you may have. And thank you again for joining us. And we'll be back to you soon, of course.
Oh, we're still going. We'll go until it stops.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
okay.
I'm still working on it. Again, I'm just dividing what is in one side and the next. And also, I'm going to give myself a little room to work on the length. I want to add some of these chrysanthemums because I really like them.
Oh, yeah.
This come secure on the net, but you can always open them up like this. Same as some carnations. I want to show you this little trick, which is really simple. Sometimes we get carnations and they're all tied up, right? And you hold this, and then you flop, right? It's beautiful. I love flowers.
I do too.
I know. I love you too.
Fucking very freaking love flowers.
Yes.
Excuse me, princess.
Je m'appelle Michel, monsieur. Enchanté. All kinds of yellows and orange. So that's what we're using right now. I'm keeping a shape this way. At some point, I'm gonna go a little lower, which I'm deciding what to bring into. I want to bring, since I have this solid flowers, right? And here I use roses. Do you, Fern, I'm sorry. Do you know what kind of moms are these?
Oh no, all it said was chrysanthemum when I got them.
Well, the chrysanthemum family definitely has, you know, a plethora.
A large
It's a
variation.
plethora.
Yeah, a whole bunch of babies.
Yeah, so on this one, I'm gonna go yellow again. I have 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna come on to this one. I know I'm using a lot of yellows, but I'm gonna come back with orange. Because we do have reds and orange. I'm gonna use my, I'm gonna go in the darker at the end. So it's just what I chose to do, and just because that's how I work. But I'm sharing what I do, so there you have it. And again, a little shorter. I wanted, again, I'm sizing what I'm doing, so I want it to be right there. I want my stem to be maybe right here, so that I can go as deep as just about there. Muy bien. Gracias, amor. And there. A little less. Getting rid of leaves gives me more way to look into the stem. And I'm covering again my phone right there. And I'm gonna think of maybe getting some of these beautiful ones here again with the yellows, but I really like yellows.
It's all about your preference.
Exactly.
The whole thing is really just
Whatever you like.
Whatever you like,
See,
whatever you
I
can
just
get.
like to combine them, and of course those are beautiful roses which we're gonna make use of.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, you have a turkey? That's
It's cute, Fernando. Yes.
Cute.
I shout out to my friend Dawn Miller. I love you so much. Wherever
Dawn
you
got
are.
the gobble?
Yeah, she got the gobble. That's definitely. I'm getting rid of anything. Well, of course, you know, perfection is not a goal, but you know, sometimes there is leaves that are, eaten by bugs, and you can always clean them up. Okay, just like so. You want this is my focal. I'm going for the cedar eucalyptus.
I love just the seeds. That's always dope.
I didn't have any rose this year, but
Oh, I feel you.
no, sorry. Okay, so again, I want to work with stems, leaves, and I want to go, in this case, I'm going to the lower ends. I want to make sure that it's covered so that nobody can see that I'm working with such foam or plastic or whatever, unless I really want to showcase what I have as a container. But in reality, most of the time, we don't need much other than to cover the foam and let it drop. And in here, I'm gonna use what these flowers are. Not to give them the least attention, but these are my fillers. These are like, I got you right here.
Accent
See?
colors.
Yes. So there is so much variety on daisies that you guys can pick from, as many as you want.
And it's like a copper color, no?
Yeah, it's a rusty daisy. And then here's the red,
And there's yellow.
Yeah, and here's yellow daisy. Purple would look really good with these fall colors as well, in my opinion.
And a little too Halloweenish.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know. I like the purple. Preference, it's all about
Yes, you
preference.
can add for
But
accent.
then I also
Yeah.
have opinions, so there you
Yeah.
go.
But just a little bit of color maybe, but mostly you have the fall.
Yeah.
Imagination. I love that.
And are
Thank you,
these
guys.
flowers like blooming in this season, or are these like they're always
in
blooming?
season.
Daisies
these
are
flowers
definitely on
always-
season all the time. Now this
Ah.
one is something that you also get kind of like dyed on, or accents that you have. Perhaps you have an extra material in your pile of fall colors, where you keep your decor, and so this is one of them, and we can always use it right on that,
Cute.
and so on.
Yes.
Well, the point of making this arrangement is really to invite everyone to have inspiration, to bring something to the table, and to share. Because right now, even though we cannot hug each other or see each other, we definitely can share what we're thankful for.
Yes.
So thank you everyone for joining us. And
Yeah.
with that, I'm just gonna tell you that this is my point. As you can see it, I'm just using colors and fall decor, and also that your imagination would be the best that you can have. If you do harvest some wheat, share.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
The profesora's silly today.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you have,
Yeah.
Karen.
Like even like any type of tree leaf, literally just clip it off and just put it in here if it looks
Yeah,
like it.
yeah. I know that I really like the city.
Okay, so you're adding
Say too much.
you're adding a little more then.
Okay, so and here I'm using Did I say it right?
Yeah. That's a winter red
This is a bromelaid from those canopies. Basically, it's not it's a blooming leaf. So bromelaid, as
Oh, it passed. It's back. Oh,
yeah, I know. Easy.
yeah. Soft.
Yeah.
I only have one. I'm sorry.
No, I don't want one. Thank you.
Okay. Empty space aquí.
I'm gonna put more in there because I want more of the daisies there.
Do you think you'll need more time, or are you?
No, I think I got it all. I can finish up.
I think we're good when this ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can just give a finish.
So it might end at any moment, guys. But we'll post some after pics, maybe some more videos. about how these look afterwards. Sí, saludos a ustedes watching us. This is going to be saved so you guys can replay it. If it's hard to hear, just follow what she is doing, because I know.
Something wrong. Forgive me.
Well, no, because I feel like, you know, it's a little low when you speak in the video because we're far away, but just watch her hands, basically. But we'll post some photos after about the end products. Here's how this one's looking. Very symmetrical.
flat.
It'll get crazy in a little. Just starting with the bases, as like she was talking, you know?
Yeah.
Totally. Looking good. But thank you guys for joining us today. We'll have something for next month as well.
And if you want to share anything, any art, any craft, any talk on health, on the healthy mind, the body, anything that's interest to you, just let us know. We're open to being creative and doing different stuff, trying different things. So yeah, saludos a todos también que están viéndonos y esperamos estar en contacto. Check out the pictures afterwards.
Off we go.
Peace and love.
Beautiful.
Oh, Frank, say it again.
Peace and love.
Yeah.
Especially with these
Flower
flowers.
trials.
I love it. Beautiful
Well, I'm
colors.
still working on it,
Yep.
but it's taking shape.
Beautiful.
So basically, I want to cover the empty spaces, and on the bottom, I want you to understand that the reason of the greenery is so that you do not see what's in the bottom. So it's a difference, right?
Yep, definitely.
And that's why you need the green.
And that's what I learned about watching Mirna do a few of her workshops now, is like starting with the greenery. You would think that you would start with the flowers, but you start with the greens first and then put the flowers. And you also want to make sure they're kind of at the same height, that it creates kind of this rounded effect. Eliminating as many leaves because then the water doesn't go up to the flower. That's what I learned, you know, cutting the stem at an angle so that the water can go inside.
You basically only need the last two leaves
At the
with
top.
The bloom. The bloom is gonna drink the water because it's trying to keep alive and keep blooming.
And it's
If you
okay
have-
to remove some of these, you know.
Thank you again. You're absolutely right. I honestly, I love how nature works from green to color, which you can see here. And if you appreciate that, go for it, leave them. But then also, you can also present a clean, beautiful flower with perfectly good petals, which is never perfect, but you know, Mother Nature is amazing anyhow.
She's imperfectly beautiful.
It is perfectly beautiful in every way.
Imperfectly
And also,
beautiful.
like this centerpiece, just how you finished it, you can put it like in a basket or a bowl, like you said, you could use. Because I've
Yes.
seen a lot of these things on baskets.
I would love to hear you guys comments and revisit points that you guys want to talk about, and how do you have questions, and how do you make your arrangements into what you want it to look like. So in that way, I want you to understand that if your base is a different container, then you can totally design from the beginning one more time. Fernando is just working on a metal container, which is just basically retains water. That's all we need. So if you have a container that it's a memorabilia, and somehow you want to focus on grandma's dish, but you want to put flowers into that container, then you can do so, regardless. So, as many as you want to put, as many flowers as you want to have, you clean the flowers and in the way of, say, the stem. So many of them come with several flowers and a stem. For these particular containers, you don't need them to be too long because we're working onto a foam. But if you do need to, you want to remove basically the stems.
Most of it, yeah.
Along this, and leave the healthy ones so that these guys actually bring the water up to the bloom. And that's the trick to them. Thank you, Jenna.
Cool.
That was actually a very good way to
See, I pay attention. Beautiful.
I love playing with flowers. They're just beautiful to do so. And it brings so much to a table.
Mm-hmm.
Looks so cute.
As many as you want. Whatever you want, color, just pop it right in. Just remember, you kind of sizing, cutting, and then there you
Sticking
have.
them at an angle.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. Thank you for that. Then actually, that's very important. The angles that you're working with. Obviously, you are. I hope you could see this. But you can see that inside I've been working to give it an angle and also to give it the definition of depth, which I want it to be one low, one above, one up high. These are basically my main focal points, and I still want these beautiful leaves to show. But then, if I need to refine it, like this one that is bitten by a bug, I just go and do so. And then I'll still have a clean arrangement. But that's just me, because, I like to go back to things.
That looks good. Yeah, I can see that.
And
I could see this flower better.
I also want to introduce the fillers.
Cool.
But the fillers, what I mean by is one of my favorites. I know it's yellow. Sometimes yellow doesn't come along with all colors, but in this fall, falls into yellow. And one of my favorites is Solidago. And so this guy has plenty of ways that we can use them. And I got one spiggle, or is that the right way to say it?
I have no idea.
It's not a stem.
Branch? Stem? Not
Yeah.
branch. Stem,
Well, but the stem is the whole thing, right? And so
Yeah.
the spiggle.
I believe you. I don't know.
Well, I'm playing with words. Like I said, my first language
But we
is
get
Spanish.
it. Yes.
Got it. So I'm using these guys
The little
along
arms, yes.
the little arms, and then at the end, I'm gonna use these ones. Will go at the bottom, and I wanted to share this specifically because most of these stems, such as the daisies, as well, you can use on this centerpiece for the bottom. That's what I actually like to put them at the end, so that I can use everybody. And by that means taking the longer ones and then going low or medium, and then the big ones, which is gonna be our top. Let me get to that so you see what I'm doing. Now this one, I have this length. Make sure you give it a clean cut. That helps the water to flow, and also it helps that when you put it in, it doesn't ruin the foam or mash it once you place it onto the arrangement. Here would be a good place to put it, perhaps. So I
Have
think.
an empty spot. Yeah.
Yep. Any empty spot can be there. Just let it flow.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Jenna. And so these low ones, I'm using a filler here. I also want you guys to remember that I do like this seeded eucalyptus as a filler as well. Though it's green, I use it also as a filler. So in here, I'm just gonna pop up some color of yellow and go just right there, again in an angle. I still have this uncover of greenery, so you can actually see how I do it. But that again is gonna be covered by greenery. Also, the reason I like Solidago is because I like to give it length, and I like how it flows.
Making it longer on the sides.
Fernando agrees with
So-
me.
Yeah,
Let's look at this.
And for me to create that like elongated shape that she's going for with the Solidago, I'm actually using the spiral eucalyptus, which I'm gonna add more to it. But that's how I'm gonna make mine like flowy.
Longer.
I really
Yeah,
like how
longer.
he's working into different angles. Another type of eucalyptus, like I say, I don't have the proper name for each one. It escapes my mind. It is complicated, and I do not know Latin. So yes, so spiral eucalyptus. cedar eucalyptus, and we also have several others that we use on flower arrangements, such as the silver dollar, as we know it.
Feather willow. That one's cool.
Gotcha. So we have different names for everything, so please do not worry about what the definitions. Just that it's common for us to call them a certain way. So this to us is solidago. Again, if you want specifics, do again ask us any questions. Let us know what I can do to help you and explain to you in any way, so that you can create the beautiful arrangement that you want to showcase at your table. And all we want is just to be happy and thankful, I think.
Heck yeah.
Well, at least it's the season. I
Heck
just
yeah.
want to corroborate with that.
Okay, any last words? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us,
Happy fundraising.
and to Fernando for joining us.
You're welcome.
Also, thank you, because we do have Conroy's as our sponsor for flowers.